Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at making a big Waagh army for the Auric War Clans using just 3 box sets. Those 3 box sets in particular will be start collecting Ironjawz, the Extremis starter sets Cruel Boys half, and then Headcracker's Mad Mob, a Warhammer Underworlds warband as well. We're going to look at how all these units work on the tabletop, so we'll go through each box in turn, looking at all the units and how those units can be built and put down on the table and what they sort of do briefly, before putting it all together and then showing you a little sample army list of 1,000 points at the end of the video. And so, to begin with, first of all, we have the Auric War Chanter. This is from the Start Collecting Ironjawz army box, which we're going to talk about first. Now, the War Chanter is a character. You've got 6 wounds, 4 up save, and then you've got your Gore Stick and More Sticks, which are a 1-inch range, 6 attacks, 3s, no rend, damage D3 weapon. The big thing here is you've got your war beats. You can choose to pick one of the following war beats when you put this war scroll into your army. Now, for me, you've got Fix and War Beat, which is just healing D3 wounds allocated to a friendly unit. Or Get 'em Beat is only for Ironjawz unit. You pick an Ironjawz unit and they can make 3d6 charges. Or the Killer Beat, where you can pick an enemy unit and all your units get +1 to hit that unit. For me, especially when you're playing in Big War, the fact that Get 'em Beat is specifically targeting to Ironjawz is a little bit restrictive. You're more wanting to go with either Fix 'em or Killer Beat with these 2 options. Now, you've also got Violent Fury, where in your hero phase you can pick a friendly Ironjawz unit, hold within 15 inches of this unit, and until your next hero phase you can add 1 to the damage inflicted by that unit's weapons. This is just a standard ability you get, so you can pick an Ironjawz unit with that one, and then you can use something like Killer Beat to get all the other bonuses for the rest of your force on. Now, joining this, we then have Auric Ardboys. These are a pure battle line option for your army. They've got 2 wounds each and a 4 up save. Ardboy Choppers have 3 attacks each, 4s, 3s, no rend, damage 1. Now, you've got a couple of abilities. First of all, your Auric Forged Shields, if you've got any in the unit, can give you a 6-up ward. And you've got Drawn to the Wild, where if this unit champion issues the rally command to this unit whilst it's held within 12 inch of a friendly War Chanter, which we've got in the army already, you can return 1 slain model to this unit for each roll of a 4+ instead of 6. Other than that, your champion will give the unit +1 attack, your standard bearer will give you +1 bravery, and your drummer will give you +1 to your charge rolls. The last unit in this box set is the Auric Gore Grunters. They are a cavalry unit. You can see them on the giant Gore Grunter pig things at the back. Now, 5 wounds each, 4+ save. The champion gets +1 attack. You've got the Pig Iron Chopper or Jagged Gore Hacker as your 2 weapon options. For me, the Jagged Gore Hacker with Rend 2, I think, is my option. 2-inch range, 3 attacks, 3s, Rend 2, damage 1. And you've also got the Gore Run to Charge, where after this model in the unit finishes a charge, you roll a dice for each enemy unit within an inch of them. Add 1 to the roll if the model is armed with a Jagged Gore Hacker. On a 3+, the enemy unit suffers a mortal wound. If this unit has 1 model, you roll to determine if mortal wounds are caused after each model finishes its charge move, but do not allocate mortal wounds until all of the models in the unit have finished said charge move. And so, next we have the Extremis starter set. This is the Cruel Boys half of the largest starter set for the Auric War Clans. Now, first of all, we have a character in here, the Swamp Cooler Shaman with Potgrot. This is a really fun model because it does give a lot of benefits to your different Cruel Boy units within the force. First of all, it's got its poisons and elixirs. The poisons, what this allows you to do is pick a friendly Cruel Boys unit, and that Cruel Boys unit will do its mortal wounds on a 5+ rather than a 6+. But you can also choose to give out elixir as well, where you can give it out, and if it's given the elixir, you can add 1 to the save rolls for the unit. So this does only affect Cruel Boys units, but it's a nice additional. Now, you've also got Summon Boggy Mist as a spell. It gives +1 to charge for all your friendly Cruel Boy units, but it does subtract 1 from charge rolls for all other units on the battlefield. So a little bit of, an issue there if you're maybe getting your charge, but a lot of your Ironjawz units do get bonuses to charge, and you can sort of, make them 3-ups to charge, get sort of in where you want to, so you can definitely sort of play around with it. Other than that, it is a Cast 1 and Unbind Wizard and has access to a really cool spell lore that it can use. Now we then have 10 Gut Rippers. These are another pure battle line unit for your Cruel Boys and for the Auric War Clans. They have 2 attacks each. Now this box set here, you can only build them with the Wicked stickers. That's not a bad thing because they are probably the better of the 2 weapon options. 4s and 4s, you're really fishing for the mortal wounds here. The 2-inch range really helps with those 32mm bases. Other than that, you do have scare tactics where at the start of the charge phase, if this unit's 3-inch from all enemy units, you can pick an enemy unit within 12-inch that's not a hero or monster and roll 2d6 and adding 1 for every 5 models in your unit. If the roll is equal to or greater than the bravery characteristic of the enemy unit, you subtract 1 from hit rolls from said enemy unit. The other unit we have is the Hobgrot Slitters, and one unit of these actually becomes battle line for each unit of Gut Rippers you include in your force, which is pretty cool. They are nice and cheap, 1 wounds, 6+ save each. They are 80 points for 10. You do get sulfuric scrap grenades with them, which are pretty cool. 8-inch range, 1 attack, 4s, 3s, rend 1, damage 1. And in combat, you only have 2 attacks at 4s to hit and 5s to win, no rend, damage 1. But each 6 you roll to hit will score 2 hits instead of 1. And so, lastly, we have Headcracker's Mad Mob. Now, you can certainly, I guess, go for taking the generic Waagh Prophet, but I think this is an excellent kit to add. First of all, you're going to have some options here that are going to allow you to get an extra unit on the table, but also Headcracker is just a really cool, fun model. It's going to give you models to play Warhammer Underworlds with as well. Now, Headcracker himself has 7 wounds on a 5-up save. He's got his Waagh staff at 4 attacks, 4s, 3s, no rend, damage D3. And then the Fanged Maw from his little snake friend, 2 attacks, 4s, 3s, no rend, damage 1. Now, the little snake there, the Fanged Maw, if the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with it is a 6, the target will suffer a mortal wound and the attack sequence ends as well. You're also, with his Gobby Mask, just -1 to hit him. An eye for weakness in your hero phase, you can pick an enemy unit within 18 inch of this unit and visible to it. Until your next hero phase, you add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by your units that target said enemy unit. And in addition, until your next hero phase, you add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Headcracker's Mad Mob unit that target your opponent's unit that you've picked. So not only are you making them minus, you actually can bonus Headcracker's Mad Mob here. And then you also have your own spell called Bone Crusher. Casting value of 6 and range of 24 inch. You successfully cast, you pick an enemy unit within range and visible to the caster. If it's within 6 inch of the caster, they suffer D6 mortal wounds. If the unit is more than 6 inch, but within 12 inch, they suffer D3. And if that unit is more than 12 inch away, they suffer 1 mortal wound. This is going to be pretty cool. If you can get up nice and close, you can actually just go blammo and put D6 mortal wounds into someone. It's a cast to and unbind to wizard, which is really cool as well. So a decent little wizard there. Now, you do get Headcracker's Mad Mob whenever you purchase this model on the table. Headcracker's Mad Mob contains the other 3 members here, with 2 wounds each, 6+ save, but remembering you are all Bone Splitter units, so you've got that ward save there as well. Now, you've got Primal Surge, where you add 1 to wound rolls if this unit ever makes a charge. We've got a nice variety of different weapons, generally no rends, but most of them will be wounding on 3s and 2s on the charge with some cool damage. And then you've got the Mad Mob as well. If a friendly Headcracker is within 3 inch before you allocate a wound or mortal wound to him, you can allocate it to this unit instead. And so here we have our sample army list going with the Big Waagh for the army, and then we've got our Swamp Caller Shaman with Pokrot, who's going to be our general. We've got Master of Magic and Arcane Tome, a really common combo here with our Swamp Caller Shaman general. This is just going to make him a better wizard. And then we've got the Nasty Hex spell, which effectively will turn our opponent's ward saves off for the turn. A really, really useful spell. Now we then have the Auric War Chanter, who's gone with a Killer Beat. This is the one where we can pick a enemy unit to get +1 to hit with all our units. And we've got the Aspect of the Champion, Leadership of the Alpha on him. He's probably going to be one of the more forward characters in our force, so this is really cool. It can be used for something like all-out attack defense, or even a rally if need be, remembering that those Auric Boys will get a better rally while they're near him as well. We've then got Headcracker, the Gop of Mork, who's got Gorkamorka's Warcry as their spell for the faction. What this spell will do is you can pick an enemy unit within 12 inch, and during the combat phase, the enemy unit fights last. So another really solid spell. Now, battle line, as mentioned, we've got the 10 Auric Boys. We've then got 10 Hobgrot Slitters along with 10 Gut Rippers. They all become battle line. And then we've got 3 Gore Grunters and Headcracker's Mad Mob, consisting of the 3 models there. Everything is wrapped up in a battle regiment, so we're a 1-drop force. 980 points means we are a little bit under, so we've gone the Triumph Inspired for +1 a wound. to be potentially nice here. 1 reinforced unit, no allies, 90 wounds on the table is really good for 1,000 points. There's a lot of wounds here. 1 drop as well. If you've been playing with the Auric Warclans, and especially Big Waagh in Age of Sigmar, let us know how you've been going and your favourite units to bring to the table down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and why not consider joining our Patreon or YouTube members on the channel as well. You can find the link to both Patreon and YouTube members, and indeed our merch stores on Teespring and Ko-fi down in the video's description. As a special thank you to everyone for supporting us on Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Outer Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Conomos, Colorblind Magic, Daniel Etherington, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, James Tillman, Dylan Areno, and Gargamel196. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and indeed to everyone who helps come on and do battle reports, and to all the people who help run our Discord server. Thank you all once again, everyone, for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all,